welcome to the Amazing Annie vlog. Okay, so I want to start it off with saying this is kind of weird, and I guess the category of this might be school. So today I'm going to do the segment Something in the News. And something in the news today was there was a child, a 5-year-old child, that was left on a school bus for hours. I guess this kid fell asleep on the school bus, and they left him there in the parking lot of the bus lot for over 6 hours. Once the school officials realized that, hey, there's a kid missing, they couldn't find him, called the parents, everyone was in an uproar. They actually went back to the bus lot and found the child sleeping on the school bus. Which really outrages me is that there are certain protocols. You have to check each seat. You have to make sure all the kids are off the bus. They didn't do that. So they would have found the kid a lot sooner. The kid was sitting there frantically crying, couldn't get off the bus, didn't know what was going on. So this makes me really sad. Why does it take something like this to have people realize that, come on, you gotta watch these kids a little bit better. And the bus driver had already gotten in trouble several times that year for attendance and just being tardy and just not paying attention. So those are some things that's going on in the news. Okay, it's your favorite segment. Top 5 things that piss me off about. And today it's going to be about half-day kindergarten. You might be saying, oh God, this sucks. This isn't going to be fun and I can't stand it. But these are 5 things that have really been pissing me off. My daughter is 6 and she just turned 6, and she goes to half-day kindergarten, and it's ridiculous. So the number 5 thing that really pisses me off is the pickup is at 10:30. They go to school at 8. Now, I don't remember when you go to school, but when I went to school, you went in, it took like 20 minutes to get all your shit off anyways, your coat put away, all that. And to actually start school, you probably didn't really even start till like 8:15. So in 2 hours, what are they really learning? And kindergarten right now is nothing like it used to be. I mean, it used to be you just sat there and picked your nose and ate glue and played with Play-Doh. I mean, that's what I did. That's all I really remember. And I passed. So it was more of like socializing, learning how to socialize with other kids. It was more about, just being at school and getting the hang of it. And I did half-day kindergarten, but I know that I was there until longer than until 10:30 for 2 hours. The number 4 thing that pisses me off is the amount of homework that they send home. Sometimes my daughter gets up to 9 pages of homework. Okay, what are they doing at school? If I need to teach my daughter all of that stuff, then I might as well homeschool her. Or she should go full day. 9 pages of homework? Really? Like, this is getting to be ridiculous. I feel like, what is she possibly learning? And their standards are so high at the school she goes to. It's not a private school, it's public. She went to another school earlier in the year before we moved, and she was the top of her class. She could write her name, and she knew all of her alphabet, she knew all of her colors, she knew everything she needed to know to pass, which made me really, really excited for her. Well, halfway through the year, there was a job change and we had to move. So when we moved, we decided we'd just put her into school in the subdivision we were at. And we heard that they were a really tough school, which made me excited because my daughter would be stimulated. She would be learning so much more, and she wouldn't be like, hating school because it was so boring and she already knew everything. Well, it's so far ahead that these kids are already reading. She wasn't at that level at her old school when she left. So now I'm worried about if she's even going to pass. And I'm working so hard with her at home. It's crazy. So number 3 is the amount of pressure that they're putting on these kids. I mean, really? She has to know 100 sight words before she can graduate from kindergarten. That is insane to me. And that's not including the color words like blue, red, green. You have to be able to, if they put P-I-N-K, you have to know that spells pink. So they have to know all of that. They have to know all their numbers to 20, which is not a problem. But then she has to be able to write them. And that's starting to be kind of an issue. She sometimes writes the numbers backwards. So that kind of concerns me. But she's really trying. She really tries hard. She has to be able to say her phone number, her address. She has to be able to unbutton and button, zip things up, tie her shoes, and she can do all of that really great. So that makes me happy. It's just the sight words that are really difficult. Okay, the number 2 is the way that the half day is really not preparing them for the other grades. You know, when they only go half day, they're not realizing that next year you're going to go full day. Even if, you know, you are so pressured, you have so much pressure on you, and you're so tired from these 2 hours, the only 2 hours that you're there, you know, next year she's going to go and think, okay, I know this is really hard, but after these 2 hours I get to go home, and when the 2 hours come up and she has to stay, and it's still really hard, then I think it's going to be a much bigger transition for her than it would be if she went full day. And the number 1 thing that pisses me off about freaking half-day kindergarten is in Maryville, Indiana, if your child goes to full-day or half-day kindergarten, they can ride the bus to school. If they go AM, they can ride the bus to school, but you have to pick them up. If they go PM, then you have to drop them off, but then they can ride the bus home. Which at first I thought, oh, okay, that's not a problem, no big deal. I live 5 minutes from the school. But when you go there, they have like specific rules you have to follow. It's not just drop your kid off, pick them up, everything's peachy king. That's not how it goes. When you drop your kid off at school, you have to go through a certain, it's like a freaking airport. You have to go to the right terminal. It's door D or C or wherever. And you have to wait in line with all these other cars. Now, you don't get out of your car. You just pull up, and then they send your kid out, and they get into the car, and you go. But there are parents that don't follow the rules, and they get out, and they walk up to the door, and there is this one lady. No matter if I try to be there early or if I'm late, she parks in front of me every single day. And it really pisses me off because she likes to get out and walk up to the freaking door to pick up her grandson. Well, that's not a problem except for they send my daughter out next. Well, when you send my daughter out next, I have to sit there and wait for this biatch to get back to her car, and she's like freaking 80 years old. You think she'd rather sit in the car anyway, so I have to wait until my daughter gets in the car. This biatch walks back with her grandson. She physically opens up the door for him, picks him up, he's 6, picks him up and puts him in the car, buckles him up, shuts the door. Sometimes she yells to the teacher, bye, nice talking to you. I don't have time for this bullshit. I have a 4-year-old that is about to freaking explode something over the back of my seat. I may be running out of gas. There may be issues. I don't want to sit here and wait on you. And so I have to sit there and wait. And sometimes they won't even send my daughter out because then the teacher wants to come out and talk to me about what my daughter has done and if she's bad or if she's good, or it's just beginning to be a hassle. And I cannot wait for kindergarten to be over if she passes. If she doesn't pass, and you might be saying, how do you not pass kindergarten? It's tough at her school. I could see her not passing. I could really see it happening. I don't think I would have passed. I looked at my older part cards. I probably wouldn't have passed. So if she passes, she'll go to full day next year, and I won't have to deal with this anymore. If not, then it's another year of this bullshit half-day, 2-hour nonsense. And it's really pissing me off is she would probably learn it a lot better and know all the shit that she needs to know if she went longer than 2 fucking hours. How in the hell is she supposed to learn all this bullshit that is crammed in 2 hours? How? I don't understand. So that is my rant about half-day kindergarten. Okay, and I'm going to add a new segment because, well, I want to, and it's my show. And if you have any good segments that you might want me to add, then you just let me know, and then we'll do it. The new segment is, what song is stuck in my motherfucking head? So, the song that is stuck in my motherfucking head right now is Higher by Creed. On the way back from picking up my daughter from school, the song was on, and now it is stuck in my head, and I cannot get it out. So, the question of the day is, either 1, you could answer what new segment you want to be, or 2, What song likes to get stuck in your head? I always get that song by Pink. I don't even know what it's called. I've only heard it a few times, but every time I think about it, there it goes. It's gonna be stuck all day. It's Don't You Ever Feel Like You're Less Than Perfect? Yeah, that song gets stuck in my head daily. And if anyone even mentions it, or if I hear the end part of it, good luck trying to get it out. And the worst part of all is I don't even know all the words to the song. I know like one little section, and I'm not even sure if that's even right. So, that's the new segment. So, what song is stuck in my motherfucking head is Higher by Creed. So, it's an oldie but a goodie, and if you want to look it up, go ahead and please leave a comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.